In a quiet village surrounded by towering mountains, there lived a kind-hearted man named William. He was well known for his generosity and willingness to help others. Despite this, he often felt an emptiness inside. Some days he was filled with joy, but on others, sadness crept in, making him feel lost. He couldn't understand why happiness never lasted. One evening, as he sat outside watching the sunset, he overheard villagers talking about a wise traveler who had arrived in the village. "They say this traveler has journeyed far and helped many people find peace," one man said. Hearing this, William felt a spark of hope. He wasted no time and hurried to meet the traveler, eager for answers. William found the traveler sitting peacefully under a large tree, observing the world around him with calm eyes. With a heavy heart, William spoke. "Oh, wise traveler, I feel lost. I do good deeds, I help others, yet sadness still finds me. Why does happiness not stay forever?" The traveler smiled and said, "Come with me, William. I will show you something that will help you understand." Curious, William followed the traveler up a small hill. At the top, they stood before a tall and mighty tree, its branches spread wide, providing shade and comfort. The traveler gestured toward the tree and asked, "Do you see this tree? It stands strong, but do you think it has never faced storms?" William thought for a moment. "Of course, it must have faced strong winds, heavy rains, and many storms." The traveler nodded. "Exactly. Yet it does not collapse because its roots run deep. No matter how fierce the storm, its foundation keeps it standing." Turning to William, he continued, "Life is like this tree. You will face challenges, sadness, and difficult times. But if your wisdom, strength, and understanding are deep, you will never break." William listened intently. The traveler went on. "Happiness is like the sunlight that touches this tree. Some days it shines brightly, and some days clouds cover it. But the tree does not stop growing. In the same way, happiness will come and go, but you must keep growing." William pondered this for a moment before asking, "But how can I make my roots strong? How can I stay happy even when sadness comes?" The traveler smiled and said, "Let me share a story with you. Long ago, there was a young prince named Edward who lived in a grand palace, surrounded by wealth and luxury. Yet despite having everything, he often felt empty inside. Every night, he sat by his window, gazing at the moon, wondering why happiness always slipped away. One evening, a mysterious wanderer arrived at the palace, carrying a small wooden box. He requested to see the prince, and Edward, curious, invited him in. The wanderer placed the box before the prince and said, "Inside this box is the answer to your sadness. But be careful. Once you open it, you must follow the instructions exactly." Eager to know the secret, Edward opened the box and found a simple candle inside. Confused, he asked, "A candle? How can this help me?" The wanderer smiled. "Take this candle to the darkest room in your palace. Light it and wait." Edward did as instructed. He entered a forgotten dark room in his palace and lit the candle. Instantly, a warm glow filled the space. But then, something unexpected happened. The shadows on the walls began to move, twisting into strange and eerie shapes. A chill ran through the prince. He felt fear creeping in and was tempted to blow out the candle. But he remembered the wanderer's words. So instead, he took a deep breath and kept watching. As he focused, he noticed something fascinating, a small, steady light among the dancing shadows. The longer he focused on that light, the less frightening the shadows became. Slowly, his fear disappeared. The next morning, Edward hurried to the wanderer and asked, "What did I see? Why did the shadows move? And what was that small light?" The wanderer smiled knowingly. "The shadows were your fears, doubts, and sadness. They grow only when you focus on them. But did you see the small, steady light? That is your inner strength. No matter how big the shadows seem, if you focus on that light, you will never be lost in darkness." The traveler then said, "Let me tell you one more story. In another village, there was a dark cave that people feared. Legend said that those who entered never returned. One day, a young boy named James decided to enter the cave and uncover the truth. As soon as he stepped inside, he was engulfed in complete darkness. The air was thick, and eerie whispers echoed around him. James's heart pounded with fear. But instead of running, he took a deep breath and moved forward. In the distance, he spotted a faint glow. He followed it and found an old hermit sitting beside a golden flame. James asked, "Who are you? And what is this place?" The hermit smiled. "This cave represents the mind. The darkness is fear and sadness. Most people turn back when they see it, but those who move forward find the light of wisdom." The hermit handed James a small lamp and said, "This flame represents hope. No matter how dark life gets, as long as you hold on to hope, you will always find your way." James returned to the village and shared his experience. Inspired by his courage, the villagers no longer feared the cave. Instead, it became a symbol of overcoming fear and doubt. William was deeply moved. "How can I be the light? How can I remove sadness from my life?" he asked. The traveler shared three important lessons. 1. Face your fears. Running from sadness and fear makes them stronger. Face them, understand them, and they will lose their power over you. 2. Find your inner light. No matter how dark life feels, your strength and courage are always within you. Focus on that light. 3. Never let darkness define you. Hard times will come and go, but you are more than your struggles. Keep hope alive and stay strong. From that day forward, William practiced gratitude, kindness, and acceptance. He realized that even when sadness came, it never stayed forever. His heart grew lighter and his mind became stronger. Whenever you feel lost or sad, remember this: darkness will always exist, but you have the power to be the light. No matter how small your light is, it can make a difference. Keep shining, keep growing, and happiness will always find its way back to you.